Hi, I'm Jake Reichbard. A few weeks ago, I posted a fun little solo guitar arrangement for the song Smoke on the Water. The responses have been great, and I, in fact, received several requests to post a lesson on this arrangement, which I thought was a great idea. And this will give me an opportunity to talk just a little bit about my DVD lessons. On this YouTube channel, I have something in the order of about 135 solo guitar performances, mostly of pop songs that you probably will know, great pop songs, as well as some jazz standards. And for 50 of those, more than 50 in fact, I have full-length DVD lessons, mostly in widescreen. And when I say full-length, they're at least an hour long, an hour and a half, up to 2 hours sometimes. And the reason that they're so long is because I take the time to go over every note very slowly and explain exactly what I'm doing. But much more than that, I go into many other topics that are very related. So, for example, in my Jimi Hendrix lesson, I have a whole segment dedicated to the Jimi Hendrix interval style of playing. In my Change the World DVD, I have a segment about how to play the blues in the key of E on the guitar, which is a unique sound all to itself. Things that will contribute to the lesson and things that you can take and use in other arrangements as well. So the point of all this is that if you enjoy this 10-minute lesson, which is pretty much the limit that I have here to upload, you will absolutely love my DVD lessons. The complete list is below. I believe it says something like more info. Expand that tab below, you'll see a complete list. And you can also send me an email. That's the best way to communicate with me, by email. Send me an email for complete pricing information, shipping. I ship to every country in the world just about, in NTSC and PAL formats. Send me an email and look at the list below and check it out. And one more thing before we start the lesson itself, if you do look through my YouTube channel, you're very, very welcome to do so. There's lots of great songs. You'll find that here and there I also posted some different types of videos, some electric jazz rock fusion type of playing, which is something that I love doing. And I got a lot of questions because some of these videos have received huge exposure and many tens of thousands of views. And I received requests for lessons about jazz rock fusion. And I must say that I don't have any lessons in that style. And for two reasons. Number one, I decided to make the solo guitar fingerstyle arrangement my main thing, the thing that I'm kind of known for, if I'm known for anything. I thought it would be a good idea for me to focus on one thing and try to do it really well. And the other reason is simply that there are other people who do it much better. They play better than me, and they have better teaching skills in that style. And I want to point out in particular my friend Daryl Gable. If you're not familiar with him, you really need to check out his channel. The link is right here. If you go to his YouTube channel, it will take you then to his website and all the his DVD information. And in fact, I actually have some of Daryl's DVDs myself. I use them to improve my own playing. He's such a fabulous player and a very organized and methodical teacher. So if you're interested in the jazz rock fusion style of playing, you cannot do better than Daryl Gable. Check him out. But let's get started with a lesson. Chances are that you're already familiar with the main riff. But nevertheless, I'll mention that we're talking here about a series of parallel fourths, which is the name of the interval, between the fourth string and the third string, the open. Here's the D and G. And then you just, in a parallel manner, move the interval up the neck. First to the third fret to get the F and B flat, then to the fifth fret, G, C. At this spot, we have the A flat and D flat, sliding down to the G and C, and so on. I apply a vibrato here, a little bit controversial thing among fingerstylists, I guess, or at least jazz players. I like to play vibrato. It's appropriate for the song, do it my style of vibrato. And my influence for vibrato has always been Eric Clapton, which is, I seem to think, the kind of shaking of the wrist, kind of upwards, and letting it return to the middle. Lots of ways to do it. You can also pull down. This is done more with the fingers. I tend to do it with separate fingers. I feel that I have better control and better contact with the string and create a more positive contact between the string and the fret wire with individual fingers. But some players can do it with a single finger and get a great sounding result anyway. The sound of the open string these are the best sounding notes on the guitar, the open strings, without a question. Nevertheless, there is a circumstance where instead of playing the D and G on the 4th and 3rd strings, I actually transfer it to strings 5 and 4 on the 5th fret, the same notes exactly. And you can tell in tone that this has a better or more ballsy tone, I guess, than this. Nevertheless, there is a circumstance and there is a time and place to use this position because of articulation issues. And what I'm referring to is the duration of the note. When you hit an open string, the only way to control the length is with your right hand to mute those notes again. So in fact, in the intro, that's not hard. If you want a short note like this, then I hit the notes and I touch them. And that's okay for the intro. But what happens later when I add the bass line? So my right hand is kind of busy doing something else. So this is an opportunity where I'm playing the 8 notes with my thumb, this bottom G here, and I want short notes on the riff. I can play the notes, and then when I'm ready to cut them off, I do it with my left hand by raising them slightly. And this takes a little bit of coordination because the tendency will be to lift all fingers of the left hand. But of course I want my first finger to remain on this bottom G here. That's of course an exaggeration of the whole effect. Now if I do it with an open string, I get a different kind of articulation. And the nice thing is to do both types of articulation to get a contrast, and that's what you want to do. Contrasts is one of the elements that makes music interesting, to do something a certain way one time, and the next time you do it a different way. So and what I'm doing here is, of course, holding with my first finger the G and then playing the riff.